It's about having the confidence to say, I can do this.
Hey guys, so one of the things about making a short film is that it's a continual learning process. You're learning from all the people around you as you're making the film, so as a filmmaker you are developing. And one of the things I'm keen to do is learn from other people, friends of mine, and find out experiences that they've had that can help me on my journey as a filmmaker to ultimately become a feature film director. So today we've come to Uncle Post-Production, where my friend Steve Hughes is working. They're doing the edit on a TV show that he's working on. And we're going to be talking to him about how he started in the industry, how he got his big break, the first thing he did going to TV. And we're going to talk to him about experiences that he's had along his journey, what he's learned along the way. And also, he invited me to the set of Casualty, and I learned a major thing whilst I was there that just like totally changed my whole perception of filmmaking. And we're going to talk to Steve and find out what that is. So come and join us as we go into Uncle Post-Production and talk to the amazing Steve Hughes. So Steve, we've known each other for a number of years.
Yep.
And you were kind enough to invite me to the set of Casualty, and I watched you in action as a director. And that really changed my whole worldview of what a director is. I mean, my own perception of what a director was like a ringmaster. I thought you had to be centre of attention. I thought you had to expel all this energy and have all these people running around. But you didn't. You sat there quietly, sort of quiet control. You let everybody do their thing. And when it was necessary, you stepped in and gave very concise, direct, quiet information. It really changed my ideas of what a director is. I'm just wondering how you got there. Have you always been like this?
I think I've always been quite a laid-back person. I think just generally, you know, things don't tend to stress me out too much, and I kind of try to transfer that to the floor when we're shooting, because you know, you're always under a lot of pressure when you're shooting, and I think if you're the captain of the ship, if you're on an airplane and the plane's going down, you need to keep everyone calm by saying, it's not to worry about, I'm going to land the plane. If you start shouting, oh my God, we're going down, everyone's going to panic. So I think it's good to be a good, calm, steady voice.
So Steve, you didn't have formal training as such, but you learned your craft through making short films. Is that where you sort of found your kind of voice as a director?
Absolutely. I think, you know, I'd made a lot of no-budget short films. This is back in kind of the early noughties, 2002, 2003. I'd done a television production course up in Northumberland, but there was no kind of strict kind of director training on there. So I tried to transfer, you know, my film fandom, you know, listening to directors' commentaries to sort of making films with my friends. I made a lot of mistakes, but that's the way how you learn. You know, you learn by your mistakes. And then when I got my first TV directing gig on Doctors, which was about 2004, 2005, I went up there to shadow for a week, and I watched the director's work, and the producer said to me, do you think you can handle it? And I thought, well yeah, it's a slightly bigger kind of crew, but you know, I'm still communicating with actors, I'm still talking about what the frames are, and coming from an editing background, it really helps, because when you're on a faster turnaround, you can paint yourself out of a corner quite quickly.
So your background, you trained as an editor, and that training, having an editing brain, does that help you when you're on the floor, when you're directing?
It really helps, because when you don't have enough time, you can be really honest with an actor. If there's a moment that's not quite working, or there's a technical fluff, you can say to them, don't worry, I'm not going to be on you for that moment. And you're not just spinning them a line because you want to get it shot on time. You think, well, I've got that angle, I've got that angle. You're already putting it together in your head. You're putting all together all these building blocks that you need to sort of deliver to the editor. So editing helps massively.
So I'm on a journey as a short filmmaker. You've made many short films, and I want to make longer format projects. What advice would you give your previous self, or to me, going forward as I tackle bigger and bigger projects?
I think my journey is quite different to yours. Because I wanted to do, at the start of my career, I wanted to make television first. I thought, well, I'm going to learn my skills directing television. I always thought, well, you know, even though I'm a huge film fan, I didn't feel I had the confidence to be able to jump into doing a feature, which is what we all want to do eventually. So I made a bunch of short films, and I made a lot of TV. I've managed to sort of survive in the industry for sort of 10, 15 years. But looking towards making longer form things, I think for yourself, I think it's really important to not have that fear. I think I should have been more confident earlier in my career. You know, I've got friends who are now directing features and stuff with less experience, less enthusiasm, and I didn't have enough confidence in myself. And I think you've got enough confidence and enough ability to sort of tackle it, and I think you can do it. And I think it's about having the confidence to say, I can do this. And persistence is why people make it in this industry. It's not necessarily always about talent. Persistence really pays off. I've worked with friends who have fallen by the wayside because it hadn't happened too quickly. And if you keep going to the finish line, you're going to get to the finish line. A lot of people are going to give up before that. So I have 100% faith that you're going to deliver something amazing. And Lonely Stick of Dynamite is only going to be the first of your opus of work, and we're all going to look forward to seeing how that's all going to come together.